Okay, today's topic is application of alpha decay. Application of alpha decay. Application of alpha decay. What is alpha decay actually? When an unstable nucleus emits alpha particle, that is called alpha decay. That is, XZA is an unstable nucleus. X is an unstable nucleus, atomic number and mass. When it emits alpha particle, this parent will become as daughter, that is Z minus 2, A minus 4. I'll get an alpha particle. Alpha particle I can write as helium-2, helium. But here I'll get some energy Q. Now our discussion about in the application, what about this energy? This energy Q is equals to, the kinetic energy of daughter element plus kinetic energy of alpha particle. Kinetic energy of daughter element and kinetic energy of, okay. Now, what is these kinetic energies exactly? When this parent is converting into daughter, it is similar to like an heavy shell is exploded into two parts. One is a small part and one. So these two will move with different velocities, but their momentum will be same. This momentum will be same. Now, what I can write here, according to law of conservation of momentum, according to law of conservation of linear momentum, linear momentum, kinetic energies is the sum. Momentum of y is equal to momentum of alpha particle. Momentum of y is equals to momentum of alpha particle. So momentum is constant. P is constant. Okay. Now, what is the relation between kinetic energy and momentum? What is the relation between kinetic energy and momentum? Kinetic energy is always square of the momentum by 2 times of mass. Square of the momentum by 2 times of the mass. Square of the momentum by 2 times of the mass. Okay, right. Now, what is this relation? When this is constant, kinetic energy is proportional to 1 by m. So kinetic energy is inversely proportional to mass. Kinetic energy is inversely proportional to mass. So what I can write? Kinetic energy of alpha particle by kinetic energy of daughter nucleus, inversely proportional. That's why mass of y by mass of alpha particle, inversely proportional. That's why mass Ke. Adding 1 on both the sides. Adding 1 on both the sides. Adding 1 on both the sides. What I'll get here? 1 plus Key by K, 1 plus Ke alpha by Key is equals to 1 plus My by M alpha. 1 plus My by M alpha. Now, Key plus Ke alpha by Key will become M alpha plus My by M alpha. So what is this action? See this. Key plus Ke alpha is Q, total energy. So what I can write here? Q by Key. Q by Key is equal to M alpha plus My by M alpha. That means you can determine the total energy or kinetic energy of parent daughter element or kinetic energy of the alpha particle. So from this, what I can write? Kinetic energy of y is equals to cross multiplication. Q total energy into m alpha by m alpha plus my. This is one formula. Otherwise, if you want only kinetic energy of alpha particle, this is Q into my by m alpha plus my. So these are the two formulas useful for us to determine the kinetic energies. To determine the kinetic energies of daughter element or kinetic energy of alpha particle. Okay. And I can also rearrange these terms. See, what is the kinetic energy of alpha particle you want directly? Kinetic energy of alpha particle. Kinetic energy of alpha particle. Or here only I will write kinetic energy of alpha particle. Total energy. What is my? Mass number of y is what? A minus 4. So I will write A minus 4. A minus 4 by m alpha mass of alpha particle 4 plus this is A minus 4. Okay, so 4 gets cancelled. So what I am getting? Kinetic energy of alpha particle is Q into A minus 4 by A. So what you observed here, if you know the parent element mass number, you can find out the kinetic energy of alpha particle. So to know the kinetic energy of y, that is daughter element, what total energy is Q. Kinetic energy of y, Q minus Ke alpha. So these are all formulas for us to determine the kinetic energy of individually the daughter element or alpha particle, or you can find out the total energy. Please pass. Now, here we'll discuss one simple problem based on this application. See this application. In a radioactive decay, alpha decay, that is radium 88-226 is converted into radon 86-222. This is the radioactive decay. In this decay, they have given kinetic energy of alpha particle as 4.78 mega electron volts. 4.78 mega electron volts. And they are asking what is the, and in this question they are asking what is the kinetic total energy. What is the total energy? Question is Q. So just now we have discussed that kinetic energy of alpha particle. What we got? Kinetic energy of alpha particle formula A minus 4 by A into Q. This is the formula. Okay. So what is A here? 226. See, radon is giving, radon means we got alpha particle here and some energy we are getting here. Okay. So Ke alpha is, then Ke alpha is given as 4.78. This is equals to A minus 4. This is A. 226. Of course, this is A minus 4 only directly. And this is 2 into Q. Okay. Now 4.78. This is 222 by 226 into Q. So what I'll write here? Q is equals to 226 by 222 into 4.78. this is approximately 1.09 or something you get. So Q is equals to, you will get after multiplying 4.865 MeV. So this is the total energy released in this alpha decay. Yeah. Now beta decay. Of course, we have already discussed what is beta decay. Then what is happening exactly in beta decay? We can read here clearly. Beta decay is two types, beta minus decay and beta plus decay. Beta minus decay and beta plus decay. In beta minus decay, what is happening, you know? One neutron is converting into proton and electron. And in this process, a particle is liberating, that is anti-neutrino. This particle is anti-neutrino. That's why a parent element XZA will become as YZ plus 1. Atomic number increases by 1. Mass number remains. And here I'll get electron and this is the exact equation of beta decay. In beta minus decay, what is happening? In beta minus decay, a neutron is converting into proton, electron, and a elementary particle, anti-neutrino, will be liberated. So coming to parent to daughter, atomic number increases by 1. In beta plus decay, what is happening? A proton is converting into a neutron and a positron. Yesterday we have discussed what is positron. Positron is the particle having similar mass to the electron but proton charge. So here a particle we will get, this is neutrino, this is neutrino, this is anti-neutrino. So in this case, the atomic number will decreases by 1, mass number remains. This is positron, and so this is the equation we get for in case of beta plus decay. This is beta minus decay and this is beta plus decay. Okay. Of course, gamma emission we have already discussed. No problem. In that, no change in mass number, no change in atomic number. Only the nuclear properties will change by emitting some energy. Now, we'll go to some important topic today. Law of radioactive decay. Law of, it is a big topic. Law of radioactive decay. First, listen, what is its definition? The decay rate at any instant is directly proportional to number of nuclei present at that instant or at that time. Listen carefully. The decay rate at any instant is directly proportional to number of nuclei present at that time. We'll discuss in detail first definition of what is. There are two words. One is decay rate. And the second thing is number of nuclei present at that instant. This is very important. Decay rate. Decay rate meaning is, decay rate means number of nuclei decaying means decreasing, decaying per unit time, decaying per unit time. This is one. Decay rate is nothing but what? Number of nuclei decaying per unit time. Okay. Now we will see Consider a sample of radioactive material initially consists 1000 number of nuclei. How many nuclei it is consist initially? 1000. So this initial number of nuclei I will take as n naught. So when you are observing initially at time t is equal to 0, when you observe this sample first, how many nuclei you are finding? Means 1000 atoms are there, 1000 nuclei are there. You are observing after 1 day. Your unit time is 1 day. After 1 day, this you can observe there are only 800 nuclei you are finding. How many? So in 1 day, how many decaying? 200. Now decay rate is 200 per day. Decay rate. What is decay rate? 200 per day. Okay. Now the next day, if you observe, 800 is becoming only 700. Then for the next 1 day, it is also same time. But what is the difference? Only 100. Now decay rate is what? 100 per day. So what is this decay rate? Decay rate is 200. When 1000 number of nuclei is there, 200 are decaying per day. Okay. When 1000 is become 800, because after 1 day it is become, then 100 only decaying per day. So what did you observe? This decay rate at any instant, the moment when you are observing at any instant is directly proportional to the number of nuclei. See, this decay rate, what is the decay rate here? 200 per day. What is the decay rate here? 100 per day. Which is more? This is more. Why it is more? Because the number of nuclei present at that time are more in number. Here it is only 100. Why it is less? Because compared to 1800 is less. So if 1000 are there, for every day 200 are leaving from that sample. Coming to after 1 day, 1000 is becoming 800. So this 200 will also change, not in the same proportion. But this decay rate is directly proportional to the number of nuclei present at that instant. That is the meaning of this law of radioactive decay. So we'll discuss its mathematical form now. We'll discuss its mathematical form. Law of radioactive decay. Simply, in this law of radioactive decay, I'll take n is the number of nuclei present at some instant. Then dn by dt is called rate of decay rate. What do you call this? Is decay rate. This is what decay rate. dn by dt is called decay rate. dn by dt is called decay rate. That is number of nuclei decaying per unit time. Okay. This dn by dt is directly proportional to n is number of nuclei at an instant. T. At time t, the number of nuclei is t. Right. dn by dt is directly proportional to number of nuclei present at that time as per the definition. But it is a decay. Decay means decrease. That's why I will put minus. dn by dt is directly proportional to minus n. Okay. It is zooming. Wait. Yeah. dn by dt is proportional to minus. Removing proportionality, this equation will get dn by dt is equal to minus lambda n. dn by dt is equal to minus. What is lambda here? Lambda is decay constant that depends upon the material. Decay constant. Okay. dn by dt is equal to minus lambda n. Now rearranging the terms, I'll get here dn by n is equal to minus lambda dt. Integrating on both the sides, integrating this expression, I will get integration of dn by n is equal to minus lambda dt. So integration of dn by n is log n. Is it clear? No? Okay. Integration of 1 by n dn is log n. So log n to the base e, log n to the base e is equal to minus lambda. Integration of dt is t, plus I will get a constant. So to know this constant, what I will do, at t, this equation you take as 1. At t is equal to 0, n is equal to n naught. Number of nuclei originally, how many? N naught. So what I will write? Log n naught to the base e, substitute this here. Log n naught to the base e is equal to minus lambda t, 0 plus c. Then c value is what? Log n naught to the base e. This you substitute in 1. Substitute in 1. Substitute in 1. So what I'll get? Substituting 1. Log n to the base e is equals to minus lambda t plus log n naught to the base e. Take this side, log n to the base e minus log n naught to the base e is equal to minus lambda t. Now log a minus log b, log of a by b, log n by n naught to the base e is equal to minus lambda. Okay, so removing logarithm on both the sides, what will get? Sorry, this side n by n naught will become e power minus lambda t. Then n is equal to n naught into e power. So the number of nuclei at any time is decaying exponentially as per this equation. So this equation is known as law of radioactive decay. You can copy this. What is radioactive decay? The number of nuclei present or decay at any instant is directly proportional to the number of nuclei present at that time. So this is the law of radioactive decay. If you see the graph, by taking time on x-axis, number of nuclei remained with the sample. Original number of nuclei. When time is going on, the number of nuclei will decay like this. See, this is an exponential decrease. That means initially the graph is rapidly decreasing and it is getting slowed down. So initially more number of nuclei will decay from the sample. When time passes, only less number will go out. Next. How many are decaying? Number of decayed nuclei, if I take number of x-axis, then the graph will be like this. The graph will be like this. So initially it will go exponentially. So more number of decays initially. As the time increases, the number of decay will decrease. Okay, this is the second type of graph. Next. Here, if I take a logarithm of t here, next log n to the base e, if I take here, then I'll get the linear graph. Okay, so these are the different types of graphs regarding to this radioactive disintegration loss. So today I will close this session. Okay, right? Thank you. No, no, wait.